before we get started with that, just to make you aware, like I said before, it is an interactive webinar, this one. So there's going to be lots of interaction. If you want to have webcams on, you can do. Not necessarily a necessity. Microphones, we can have the background noise muted. However, I'm looking for you to unmute yourselves, come on and talk as well, rather than just listen. Interaction is a must. This is tracked. We've had lots of employers, line managers been asking us who has been attending, who's been interacting, which is really great, and I think it shows that everyone looking to get involved, which is brilliant. Ask any questions, as always, take some notes. So these are the 6 steps that we are going to cover today in terms of becoming an outstanding activity professional. Lots of points on here you may be familiar with. You may pick up 1 or 2 comments or percentage, so 1% that will help you go to that next level. Likewise, there may be some of you who will pick up on all 6 and look to really kind of kick on your career moving forward, which is exciting times ahead. So, becoming compliant. What I need you to do, and if on your laptops, tablets, or phones, if you can click on to the link, which is here, slido.com, and enter this code, it's going to ask you to input what you believe you need to become compliant. So I'm going to start the poll. So once you've checked yourselves in on the slido.com, TVS TAC, type that code in, and as the answers start to come in, we'll see on the screen what do you need to become, or to achieve becoming compliant. So let's get the answers coming in. What do we think we need to become compliant? TVS, great stuff, great start, vital. Anything else? Willingness to learn, coaching quals, yeah, good.
First aid.
First aid, brilliant, yeah. The code is on the screen, it's TDS CAC. I believe Adrian will also post it in the comment box as well for you, Paddy and James. So yeah, safeguarding, first aid, level 2, proof identification. Yeah, excellent. What else? What else? There's still some bits on here that we still need to think back to the BMS. What do we need on there to showcase that we are compliant? Knowledge of sports, yeah, so that's for the recognised qualifications. Uniform, good. A green light. Do you mean green as in all thread on the BMS, being greened off, so to speak? Or is there like a green flashing light that you like to use? Induction to the Premier module, yeah? Okay. Good answer coming in here, guys, which is really good. Excellent stuff. Okay, would anyone like to just unmute themselves and just come on and talk about what they feel? Maybe if you're within part of the management structure within a franchise, whether you're an existing AP, or even if you're new to the company and not 100% sure. Would anyone like to come on and just have a chat and maybe discuss what they feel and why? So some of the answers here are brilliant. The knowledge of sports, for example, why do we feel that's important? Have we got someone?
Goldie, can you hear me?
Yeah, who can hear you? Who's that?
Yeah, it's John from Sportivity Northwest.
Hello, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good, mate. Thanks for all this so far. Obviously, my point of view, I'm looking at it from a different perspective as part of our management team. Obviously, the minimum operating standards set us apart from a lot of other companies. So these sorts of things that are being discussed on here are all fantastic and absolutely integral to ensuring that we are ahead of a lot of other companies and making sure that they understand how in depth we go into making sure that our staff are ready for deployment. So yeah, these are all great and obviously absolutely integral to what we do.
Yeah, brilliant. Cheers, John. Much appreciated. So yeah, so John, you see it from obviously a different perspective, obviously as a part of the management structure. So your job is, ultimately is to make sure your staff are always compliant, which is great. And I think you did a good job on that from what I know. And like you said, for everyone on the call, from John's perspective, I know John meets with schools, and obviously he has a lot of involvement with head teachers, and actually can able to use kind of our compliance structure to use it as more of a selling tool, not just to sell, but actually to identify the standards that we expect as a company up and down the country, with a massive workforce that might be, at the top of the country or down right at the bottom. Everyone is at the same kind of criteria. And if you're not compliant, you can't be deployed. So it's a really great consistency for everybody, which is brilliant. Cool. Anyone else? Cheers, John. Is our job just to obtain these certificates, or is it to actually pick up on the knowledge and the skills? So what do we think? Is it just I'll complete a safeguarding course, there we go, or should I actually be knowledgeable in safeguarding?
You need to be knowledgeable. You need to be able to know the signs of any issues you've got in the schools with different children.
Yeah, fantastic. So what was your name?
James.
James, cheers, James. That's brilliant. Exactly that. Okay, I think what sets us apart from others is, a first aid, a safeguarding certificate is available for most to go and access and achieve. I think what sets us as a company apart from others is that we are not just obtaining certificates, but we are knowledgeable in the relevant areas. I think if, we need support, there's a massive network to support everybody along the way. So that's excellent stuff. Cool. Cheers, guys. Right. Let's go back. You have to bear with me. ICT is not one of my strengths, but we'll work together. Okay, so back to the present. Have a chat about what you found within the video and how you kind of your interpretation of this was. I'm going to stop it halfway through, I think, as well. Can you hear us? Okay.
Does this video have sound?
Can we not hear the sound then?
No, I can't hear it.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
Let's have a look. Why is that?
So go back to your share screen, mate. There's a box that says include audio.
Share screen. No box for audio.
So when it comes up with the desktop and all the icons above that, it should say include audio.
Yeah. Video.
Well, I beg to differ.
Right. Okay, guys. About learning. So we'll talk about the learning bit rather than watch the video, and you can have a bit of homework to watch the video yourself. So when we talk about learning, what are we actually looking for? Is it just overcoming an obstacle? What are we looking to achieve? So, for example, I always say to learn in life, and it's something I try myself on, not only as a person, but as a dad as well, but we are all going to make mistakes, okay? Making mistakes is healthy, because what I find is that if you make a mistake, you can learn from it. No one gets it right every time. No one understands what plan A is going to pan out and whether it's going to be achievable or to the best of the ability that was achieved. So make a mistake, you can then allow to learn from it. What I link into that then is if we're making the same mistake twice, 3 times, 4 times, are we learning from that mistake? I would say no. What I would then say is we're becoming incompetent. So learning is a great tool, and I think everyone's always on a learning path, a learning journal. Whether you're an expert in your field, there's new guidance. You know, take for example, COVID-19, the dreaded coronavirus at the moment. Everybody daily is learning more and more and more. Nobody knows the outcome yet. Nobody knows the full story. No one knows the full picture. But again, by picking up more information allows us to learn. So I'm going to throw it out to you guys, and this is purely on the spot as the video's not working. How can we learn? Let's go. Open your mics up. Let's have some comments. How can we learn?
And learn through watching and doing sessions.
Yeah, good. We learn through watching and doing. Excellent. What else? Great answer.
Learn by your own mistakes, don't you?
Pardon?
Learn by your own mistakes.
Yeah, so learn by mistakes. So we learn by mistakes. We learn by seeing others. We learn by doing it ourselves. How else?
By talking to other people, because they might have had a similar experience that they've learnt from. So if you talk to them, they might be able to tell you how they overcome it.
Good. Great answer. So, you know, I always say this, certainly within your franchise teams or your network of teams that you work within, the knowledge is mainly around in your team of what you need to know. So speaking to others who may have been through it before, so there might be a school that you're going into, a new school where you may be made aware there's behaviour issues or challenging scenarios, and someone may have already worked there, which you can pick up the phone and give them a call. Okay, how did you find the struggles, or how did you cope with this, that, and the other, and how did you overcome it? So talking to others is key, vital. So think of this learning pit. If we want to get out of this pit, there's various steps that we've got to take, and each step is a new way of learning. So I've already made sort of 4 or 5 steps by seeing others, doing it ourselves, making a mistake, communicating to others. Any other ways? Anything else?
Like activate.
Learning from TWP-TV. Love that.
Yeah. Is that what someone's put in the chat box? So I'm not manning that.
Yeah, Beth put that in.
Excellent. To learn by Training Premier TV. Good. Okay, what have you learned from Training Premier TV? Who put that? Do you want to come on?
It was Connor, actually, mate. Sorry, Beth put learn from others and trial and error, but I think she meant TWP-TV as well.
Okay, so Connor or Beth, who's gonna come on?
So, what have I learnt from Training Premier TV? I've learnt that you need to upskill your ICT skills. No, I'm joking. I think the assessment one earlier was really good. And Neil, we're talking about how we can assess pupils within our sessions. That's something that we particularly struggle with as a business. So all of our staff are on. So hopefully that's something we can take forward when we're back in schools.
Yeah. Anything else? So what else? Cheers for that, Connor. Much appreciated. How else can we learn? What do we need to do differently sometimes to learn? So I'll give you an example of myself. Although I can read, I'm not a great reader. I find sitting down and picking up a book probably one of the most mind-numbingly boring things for myself personally to be doing. However, there are some absolutely fantastic books out there which can help from an individual self-reflection perspective, or from a management perspective, or from a tutoring. So there's books out there to help you from everything. So with everything. Now, I don't necessarily feel comfortable sitting down reading the book. What else can I do? How can I continue to learn without that book? Anyone want to come on?
You could watch it.
I could watch it. Excellent. So there are some channels that you can watch the book being told. What else?
Listen to the book.
Brilliant. So again, there's three ways that we've already discovered. We can either watch it, listen to it, or read it to learn what the message might be in that book or the text. So there's always vital ways that we can link into that work for each individual and overcome that. So I try to listen to a lot of audio books. audio book, which helped me personally rather than reading the book. But I have set myself a target of soon being able to sit down and read a book from cover to cover without losing interest. There's some great comments as well flying in, so thanks for that. So yeah, audio feedback from peers. What a great way that is. So if we're delivering a session, we're teaching, and we've got someone shadowing us or senior staff in the school, we can feedback from that, listen to it. Who else can we listen to? Children, yeah, brilliant, excellent. Children will tell you the most honest answer. They won't even know if they're being positive or negative at times. It's excellent because it's really feedback. Got a lot of background noise there. So excellent. Learning all the way. So part of the message I would say is if we're going to look to learn, we've got to step out of our comfort zone. We've got to do something we haven't done before to learn something new. No one's going to do it for you. We've got to do it for ourselves. Does that all make sense? Thumbs up or just a yes? I've used videos and lessons to motivate and engage different learning. So that's brilliant. Excellent. I would recommend a senior AP with a year's experience to get more exposure. So, Jay, do you want to just turn your mic off and we'll have a chat about it?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Hiya. Is that yourself? Oh, mic is broken. Okay, not a problem. So I'm guessing with that the question, how would you obtain the knowledge from somebody else? Again, less than a senior AP perspective. If you're delivering a senior AP or you're asking for their feedback, Premier, we've got our observation criteria. That's a great way because we can be reflective, we can set ourselves smart targets, and we can follow the structure. But yeah, I think that's one of what you meant in that commission. Cool. Okay, so moving on. Hang on. So, when we're looking to learn, we need to get out there, coaching, okay? Or make mistakes, learn by those mistakes, try a new way, try, coach, and pick up more and more hours under your belt. Like learning to drive. When you start driving, you get in the car, 5 hours later, you're pulling away, you're stopping, 20 hours into driving, driving around your local town, your local village, depending on how competent you are. But the more and more you do it, the more competent and skilled you become. So just get out there and coach. You team around you. We've already discussed that. The team will help you grow. Most things that I've come across within the Premier Network have either senior APs or team leaders, those who are there to help you. They've got the knowledge, they've got the skills, and just ask them the questions, and they'll be more than willing to support. Fail and fail often. Like we said, make a mistake, just learn from that mistake. Don't make the same mistake twice if you can help it, but always learn from them mistakes. And the first attempt in learning, there's a little abbreviation of acronym there, is a fail. So fail is the first attempt in learning. Okay, you probably heard that one before as well. Right, plan, do, review. Back to Slido. Let's see if we can get technology working a little bit better. Same code as before. The code should come up on my screen now. The plan, do, review. What is your understanding of the coaching process? So for those who can't see it, the code is TDS-CAC. What is your understanding of the coaching process? The things like that. So yeah, the selective after sessions, great answer. What else? Yeah, a few what went well, do better next time. Excellent. I think that's really important. It's not always about going what didn't go well. It's actually what went really well. What am I going to do again if I deliver that session? I think sometimes we get caught up with, I wasn't as good as I think it could be. Yeah, get better room for improvement. So like what I just said, what went well, and what can get better next time. Good. So let's break it down to the planning, the doing, and the reviewing section. So if we've delivered a session within the coaching process, let's take netball. Key stage 2. We planned the session. Good. You literally just stole my thunder. Use a steps model. Within that section of planning, what tools are we going to look to use? We're going to know our outcome. We're going to know what we want to achieve. We're going to plan our session of how we're going to get there. We're also going to maximize the steps model to ensure that every child is being challenged and differentiated in their ability to make sure we can progress. The doing. So we talk a lot about reviewing after the session. I'm a massive believer in when your session's up and running, spend 20 seconds, just stand back on the, if you've got everyone playing a game in the middle, or you've got groups of 3s and 4s, 4v1s, whatever it might be in set areas, stand back and look at your session. If you were taking a freeze frame, and on that freeze frame you looked at those children who looked unengaged or didn't look clear what they were doing, you've got to review it there and then. There's no point waiting until the end of the session, because actually it's too late by then. Reviewing it as you go as well. You can then step in, make any corrections, make any adjustments, follow your step process, and then do the same again. Step back, review. What else have we got here? We've got on the plan session, add new part of the session, and when you redo the session, make sure change. Yeah, good. So we talk about reviewing at the end of the session. If you don't review correctly, we go back to that next session and we do exactly the same again. With a review, I don't know about you guys, but I used to very often I get in my car after my clubs or after my delivery, or if you're on the bus, whatever it needs to be, and you go, okay, so what went well? What did I enjoy about today? What am I going to do next time? How am I going to challenge somebody? But then when you sit down and go through your planning, you've got to then be able to go, right, well, when I reviewed it, these are the points I've looked at. So I'm going to make sure that I'm going to cover those. You might want to make some notes. You might want to highlight sections of your lesson plan. So they look lovely in our folders when we complete our lesson plans, but actually get them out of your folders, on a clipboard maybe, a highlighter, pencil, whatever it needs to be, stick in your pocket, just what went well, tick it, circle it, cross it off, whatever it needs to do for you to understand how you can make sure your sessions moving forward are more effective, more efficient. Monitor the ability of the group throughout the lesson. Yeah, great one, excellent. Correct equipment, really important. And again, if you've planned to use the correct equipment and it's not there for whatever reason, you've got to review that process for the next time. What did the class get out of it? Yeah, good. So whilst we're reviewing for ourselves, are we also reviewing the children? Brilliant. Guys, much appreciated. It's really good, that one. I think there's 11 answers there, which is really good, really insightful. So let's move on. Becoming child focused. What do you think we mean by becoming child focused? Drop a comment in the box or maybe open your mic up.
Just focusing on the child's development rather than your own this time. So focusing on what they did well and what they can do better next time.
Brilliant. So I think we get caught up in a nature of, right, I've got to make sure I put on a very good session. Ultimately, who are we there for? We are there to do what? Educate.
Coach children, educate children.
Exactly that. If we don't focus on those children and what they can do, how are we going to obviously, like I said, become child focused and achieve moving forward? So, what is your key focus on working with children? We've already discussed that. It's to educate them, to improve them. And I would say as well, get them to understand and create, certainly for the young children, a buzz and a love for physical activity at a young age. We've already established my sound for whatever reason isn't working, so I'm not going to play this video. But again, it's just talking about how to help young people, how we can connect with them, how we can support them. We'll try and get these videos posted in the comments box. So by the end of the session, you can then download them and watch them in your own time. I would really recommend that. So Adrian, if you can work on that, that'd be brilliant for me. And let's look at the videos outside of this webinar. So after the video, so let's say we've planned the review. We've worked with our Key Stage 1 class. It's gone really well, but we've had, I don't know, 10% of the class have really achieved, 20% haven't achieved, and there's a group in the middle that we're kind of not really sure whether they've achieved or they haven't. What can we do differently? Who wants to open the mic up? Anyone?
I
Can you just
suppose children work in different ways. So some of them might be better engaging visually, or we've talked about using different types of audio use. So maybe think about how you could use different pieces of material for the next lesson.
Yeah, brilliant. Excellent stuff. So think about, with that point as well, think about we're standing back, we're reviewing our session, the content, well, okay, so the 10% have really achieved, 20% haven't achieved, and ones in the middle we're not really sure about. So we're looking at that from a visual perspective. We're reviewing as we are there. What else could we look to use? So think about the end of your session. When you bring all the children back into your learning squares, what kind of process do we follow?
I suppose getting feedback there and then, asking them what went well, what they probably took most from the lesson itself.
Yeah, Q&A. Because a child that might not have maybe, become, an exceeding learner in terms of their competence, in terms of being reflective and understanding what it was to do, they might be brilliant at that. So they might be able to tell you, but can't show you. So again, we want to check their understanding through Q&A. We want to, challenge them. We can get some questionnaires, you can get some feedback forms, all different forms of feedback to understand where the child's at in their development. So I think open-minded is really, really important, and having multiple kind of strategies. Right. Back to Slido. Oh, no, I can't work with that again. All right, back to Slido, guys. Stop that one. We'll play that one. Okay. So, join on Slido. Again, the same code. And the question is, or step is, why do we tell you to forget about sport? Well, not completely. So, when we say that, what are we looking for the children to achieve? Are we just going to teach them a football session? Are we going to just make it sport specific? Or what else are we going to look to challenge and educate the children with? Or how? Forget about sports, but not completely. So what are we looking to achieve? What are we looking to promote? Yeah, lifestyle, active, inspired, healthy. Brilliant. Good answers. There should be flying in. Brilliant. Great ones coming in here. Okay, so think as well now. So we've got a lot of kind of holistic on here in terms of, respect and attitude, love for being active, inspire. What about in terms of now their physical development? So what things we'll be looking at as well? So yes, we want to keep them healthy, but think about the physical side of things. What are we looking to challenge? What are we looking to improve? Attitude is a really good one. Enjoyment, coordination, excellent. Yeah, so we're looking not sport specific, but coordination linked into every single sport that children are going to take part in, or adults. As to the earlier we can teach that, the better. What else? Fundamental. What do we mean by that? Who put that? Who wants to come on and talk about fundamental?
Oh, that was me again. Talking about obviously balance, coordination, just fundamental skills in that respect.
Yeah, spot on. Excellent. It's vital for everything, isn't it? I've never met, whether it's a young footballer or a gymnast or a cricketer who hasn't got any balance or any coordination. Because if they didn't, they can't play the sport. The fundamentals are absolutely vital. Positive. I really enjoy that. For any of you who work within the youth football or grassroots football, they run lots of campaigns about we only do positivity, which I think is really, really good. Attitude is another great one. We typically find young children, certainly the more competent ones, they love to win, and they struggle if they don't. So we need to learn how to win. We need to learn how to lose, learn how to reflect. What else we got on here? Values. What about values? Who's got values? Want to come and talk about that? Anybody?
What, the British values?
Yeah, good. Oh, sorry, it's broken up in 2 words. Yeah, I've seen that British on here as well. Yeah, what do you mean by British values?
Basically, respect, collaboration, teamwork, communication,
Brilliant.
democracy, stuff like that. Really, trying to get them in PE lessons and or in after school clubs as well.
Yeah, I think that's a real key one. I say for anyone who currently maybe isn't maximising the British values within their delivered setting, whether that's like I say, a lunch club, after school club, curricular session. That's definitely going to be a new challenge, and I think it's a really key one that everyone can learn from. Because you're right, we talk about democracy, talk about collaboration, which for me, sport sits in every aspect of that as well. That's a really good point to raise. Thank you for that. Excellent. Any others? Social skills. Yeah, brilliant. Who put that on there?
That was me.
Yeah. What do you mean by social skills?
So being able to make kind of new friends. So just instead of having just one social group, you have lots of different social groups. So just being able to talk to them about problems or if they're not very happy, and having fun with lots of different people from kind of different backgrounds and things like that.
Great answer. Well done. Yeah, I think it's really, again, think back to anyone of you who may have delivered holiday camps. You know, I'm sure you've all got some experience where that child's come along with mum or dad in the morning, may not know anyone there, and they're hanging off mum and dad's leg. Mum and dad need to get to work, and they're kind of like, you know, off you go and play, but they don't want to go because they don't know anybody. How do we break that down? Well, we want to, like I say, make it a really social element. We want to improve social skills. And again, as coaches, as APs, how we outline the start of the session, know the names, getting to know everybody, introducing them, and fun-based games that maybe not be focusing on football or dodgeball, but actually, you know, invasion-style tagging games. They work really well as well. Excellent. Okay, brilliant. Let's move on. So, okay, and the final point we've got on here is about committing to continual improvement. So, what do we mean by that? I don't want to share a lot. What do we mean by commit to continual improvement?
Challenging yourself.
More value? Yeah, good. And how? How do we do that? How do we challenge ourselves?
By taking on different tasks, basically.
Yep. So 100%. I'm very guilty myself. I'll never say no to anything. Now, that's not always the best way. If someone asks me to do something, I'll be like, yep, that's fine, I'll do that. And then sometimes I'll come off the call, I'll come out of the meeting and be like, I don't know how to do that. So they have to learn very quickly. What's the best way of learning is to put yourself under a bit of pressure. For me, that works really well. Might not work for everybody. What I would say in terms of committing to continual improvement, you know, similar to the quote on here, unless you try something to do beyond what you've already mastered, you'll never grow. But actually, the way I would really encourage is understand where you want to get to. So if you're you're an apprentice at the moment, and your aims and aspirations is to finish your apprenticeship with a distinction, okay, what a great outcome that is going to be. How are you going to get there? For me, one of the best models, the best tools to use is SMART targets. And with SMART targets, make them short and long term. Whether if you're an AP who may be working part-time and wants to get to full-time, or you may be delivering 1 day of PE and you want to get to 2 or 3 days of PE, how are you going to measure that? With a SMART target, you can make it really specific, really measurable. You can outline how you're going to achieve it, and you can link to everything within that target. I've always used SMART targets as an individual, both in my personal and my work life. Not always, they don't always go to plan. I might set myself a target for 3 months, and within that 3 months, I might have achieved it. So then I have to revisit it with a review. Okay, well, what stopped me achieving it? Did I dedicate enough time to it? Think back to becoming a passing a driving test. We all want to get driving because we can, But actually, we can't pick up our keys, get in our car, and after 5 minutes, learn how to drive. We've got to invest time. We've got to learn. We've got to put the hours in. With that, we might then go, right, I didn't achieve it. So why not? How am I going to work forward next time? What am I going to do differently to get it again? Reset the same target if you need to, but just change the steps on how you get there. Does anyone do that? Yes, no?
Yeah.
Who's the Jeff?
Me.
Sorry, I don't know who me is.
Oh, sorry. James.
James. Excellent. Cheers, James. Okay, how do you do it? Do you follow smart targets or do you do something differently?
Let's follow smart targets. So set something that's measurable for yourself and or children as well, so you can do it with them.
Yeah, good, good. Have you ever found you've set yourself a target which you haven't achieved?
Yes, and then you just reevaluate and you set yourself another target for the future. So you're always trying to achieve it, but if you have to take time away and go back, reset yourself and go again.
Yeah, good. Excellent, excellent. I think what and Chief Game's coming on. I'll try and remember you next time when you say me.
Yeah, my fault.
No, you're fine. What I'd always say as well, a great model which got introduced, by Premier, I think a couple of years ago, was the 24/7/31. So what I mean by that is, so following on from maybe watching this call or other webinars that you've logged on to part of this week, which has been brilliant, and thank you all for doing that. Set yourself a target within 24 hours. Well, what are you going to do? What knowledge have you picked up on? What skills have you taken from that call that you go, right, I'm going to apply that. So it might be that you might go and find a smart target template and go, right, so within 24 hours, I'm going to get a template and I'm going to make sure I've got that ready. Within a 7-day period, you might have set yourself a smart target because you can't do it. It's not a quick fix. You've got to think about it. You've got to invest some time into it. You might then within like 7 days go, right, that's my target to complete my smart target and understand where I'm going. And then for maybe a 31-day review, you might even be able to complete that smart target or set yourself a specific time frame to go, right, within 31 days of setting my smart target, I'm going to review it. Am I on track? Am I on target? Do I need to change or adjust anything? So that's a really good kind of measuring tool as well. I encourage as many of you as you can to follow that process. Cool, right. Just a few bullet points around this. Keep looking for chances to learn and to develop. Okay, no one. I've never certainly met anybody who knows everything, who is doesn't need to learn anymore. I like to think I'm nearly there, but I'm not. So always learn and put yourself in a challenging situation because you'll come out of it stronger. Challenge yourself daily. Everyone's got their own focus in life. Everyone's trying to achieve something differently. How can you challenge yourself all the time with that? Don't be afraid to ask for help. So if I'm not sure where you're going, we talked about how we review, how we get reflection. Maybe get one of your peers or friends or your colleagues to go, actually, where do you see me needing to improve? Where do you think I could go next? They may ask you the same question. You can give it honest feedback to them. And then also, how can we help? So, do you want to come and speak then? Do I jump in? No? Okay, cool. Daily webinars. Use these guys. These are set up for you. They're set up to support everything that we're working as one big team. We're trying to support everybody. Use the webinars daily. Obviously, go onto our YouTube and subscribe, and you can then obviously pick up the videos previous. It's really beneficial. Training. If you feel there's an area of training need, so it may be from a qualification perspective, it may be that you need some upskilling, maybe behavior management, how we can do that positively rather than just managing behavior. Okay, how can we bring that into a positive environment? It may be with assessments, maybe with delivery, it could be anything. Trainer Premier, I've got all the resources, can support you there massively. In terms of your apprenticeship, I linked back to it a second ago. I think at times, lots of us guilty will do enough to get the work done. Okay, well, are we really learning? Are we stretching ourselves, or are we just ticking boxes? So how can we always stretch ourselves? So if you are You know, let's say you're working at a good level. Okay, well, what do you need to do to get to the outstanding level? What can you do differently to challenge yourself further? And ultimately, speak to your employer. I'm sure they'll be having one-to-one reviews with you. I'm sure they'll have progress reviews. How can you improve? How can they help you? If they don't know where you want to go, how can they help you get there? So it's all about communication. I think that's one of the key messages as well, is, you know, we always got to be speaking to others about how we want to improve, how they can help us, and how we get there collectively.